What's good, y'all? It's your girl Mars Mercury here with Raw Art TV. I got a special guest sitting next to me. I always got special guests. Shout out to all my special guests. But he gonna introduce himself and we gonna get to know him and see what he's about.
How y'all doing? My name is Profet. You can follow me at Profet PROFETNYC on Instagram. So yeah.
And tell the people what you do. What's the source that make you gifted?
Could you say it?
What do you do?
Oh, I mean, I'm an MC from Long Island. Kind of owner of a record label as well. And like we do a lot of different things. Like we run a studio, so that way different people could, get in the studio and record their music for low prices and things like that.
What's the name of the studio?
I mean, we ain't got a name of it yet, but it's just like, and it's a home studio, so we have people come to the crib and then work over there, and like we'll mix and master all of the stuff in there. So
cool, dope. So how did you discover yourself as an MC artist?
I mean, I've been like rhyming since I was like maybe 7 years old, and then I guess like when I graduated high school, I kind of just made the conscious effort to start taking it more serious. So I just started like writing things down, and then by the time I was 18, I met like a older dude, and he told me like, yo bro, you need to keep doing this, like you'd be nice at this. And I was like acclimated in a lot of different studios like around where I was, and then I had a friend that was really close to me, and he was the one that really endorsed me with the music, and he was like, yo bro, we really gotta go ahead around the world and like take this shit over. And rest in peace to him now, but definitely he's one of the main reasons that led me all the way in. Like, all right, now we gotta go hard.
You said you since 7?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Right, like. So,
I'm sure you noticed a lot of like personal growth within yourself from when you first started to now. And like, can you kind of give me an idea or?
Yeah. Like when I was 7, I mean, it was interesting because I knew how to put things together, but they didn't really have any meaning. And then so like, I'm at a point now where like whatever I feel, however I really want to express myself, the best way for me to do that is for me to utilize my musical talents. So like, I could say I have disparage as far as being able to do that in other situations, but as far as music is concerned, I could definitely do that.
Right.
So.
Because that's like your element.
Right.
And that's of course that's gonna be the first place you go to express yourself. So tell me, what inspires you to write a song?
Everything. Like almost everything. Like a lot of different things. I mean, like the world is a very big place, and it's like, we're kind of minuscule beings of that. So like every little thing could give me inspiration. Like I could think about that and the way the air felt, and then I would sit on that. I would think about it for several days, and then it would give me a line like a couple of days later, and then from there I'll just start writing the song. Or I mean, every day I freestyle, and like every day I write, and I like rehearse all my old stuff and like come up with new stuff. And I guess like the freestyling is what really gives me the inspiration, because like there'll be days that I'll be freestyling and I'll be saying the same thing, but then I'll come and I'll talk about something new, and that'll be the thing that latches me on to make a new song. So yeah.
You recently released a project called Intellectual Violence.
Yeah.
So tell me, like, why intellectual violence, and just tell me about that project in general.
Okay. Well, intellectual violence is, I would say, a good definition of how you could express the type of music I'm putting out. Like, there's a lot of different types of rap, but I would say it's an intellectual violence from my perspective. And it's like a Long Island thing too. So I don't know if you guys know Keith Murray or anything like that, but he was like the first person that led me to know that he represent intellectual violence. So, and then once I heard that, it just kind of sit with me. Like I was like, word, I should. And then I kept rapping, and I'm like, wow, this is definitely my feed, like intellectual violence. So you know, the name just came, you know.
So for some people that haven't listened to the project yet, like, what is something, like, how would you describe it?
Wow, that's a long question. I would say it's fire. Y'all need to go over there to everywhere that it is. It's on Spotify, like iTunes, Play Google, like it's on all of them stores. Like just go over there and get it. Like there's not a lot of people that make music like me, and I just would like for y'all to, you know, take a good look at that. It's definitely dope.
And what is something you would say that make you different from any other artists? Think before you answer.
I would say just mental depth and just consciousness. I mean, there's a lot of different artists. There's a lot of different conscious artists. There's a lot of different, you know, people who believe that they're smart. And it's interesting. And I just can't wait for all of them to hear, you know, what I got for them. Honestly, it's that.
I feel you. I have another question. Your first song on the project, Technicalities, you tell people to get back to their God flow. So let people, like, what is a God flow?
Okay.
Elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, being melanated people, like, we have secret DNA codes that allows us to store information in our cells. And so naturally enhancing your consciousness, or just, you know, expanding your consciousness, will allow you to tap into certain frequencies that will allow you to be able to I guess have access to that information that's in your cells.
Yeah. Be aware of self.
So yeah, being aware of self allows you to acclimate yourself in your area, because it's also being holistically aware of your environment as well. Also, you know, being you and how you represent in that environment. So once you figure out those two things, it kind of like the codes unlock, and it's just like now you're on God flow, like. And then another thing about that is, like, I mean,
knowledge of self, man.
Yeah, knowledge of self is really a good thing, because if you're aware of who we are as people or beings or anything like that, I mean, we're children of the Most High, the most powerful being. So, you know, most people define that as a God. So naturally, if we are the children of that depicted God, then we would be naturally gods. So you would have to get back to your God flow, so that way you can express who you naturally are.
Right. Do you have any favorites on the project?
Yeah, one of my favorite songs on there is "The City." That's my, like, a very personal song.
What is it about?
I mean, it's about New York City. Like, you know, I've lived all over New York. I lived in Brooklyn. I lived in Hempstead. I lived in Freeport. I've lived in Antigua. So I've just lived like a lot of different places, but I've always came home back to the city. So, you know, and it's always the same kind of energy everywhere. Like, you know, there's the love, there's the hate, there's the good, the bad. This is New York. Like, you know, it's the city. So, you know, there's that. And then, like, when I first wrote this song, my man was still alive. You know, rest in peace to Brandon.
Rest in peace, Brandon. I got a cousin named Brandon that passed away too.
That's wow. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? See how vibrating on the same frequency. Interesting. Well, yeah, you know, he really, like, loved this song, like, and he was like, "Yo, bro, you really gotta get this out there. Like, this is, like, don't play with that. Like, get to this song." And, you know, I never got to let him hear the final copy, but, you know.
He hearing it now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Peace.
Word. Do you have any projects coming up, or like any shows?
I suppose, yeah, I'm dropping like a project for, I believe, Valentine's Day or something like that, and so
What's that like?
I'm not gonna really give too much away about that, cause I just want to drop it and like surprise people. But once I do that, I think that one's coming, and I'm doing a joint project with my aunt right now. So like, she's my engineer, and that's who I'll be working with in the studio. That's who runs the studio with me in Brooklyn.
Oh, dope.
And me and her are working on a joint project together. So that's coming soon too. Like,
cool.
So, you know.
So is there anything that I didn't touch on that you want to say, promote?
Open your mind, man. Like, seriously. That's the main thing. The biggest thing about what's happening right now, we're not aware. We need to get aware of who we are holistically all around the globe. Like, there's a problem with what's happening to us. So, you know, you could start with that, you know. That's a little piece, you know. Go from there. Do your research. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm telling you that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. So can you spit something real quick before we exit the video?
Damn, that's crazy. You put me on the whole, like, alright, I mean.
See, we chilling in the vibe. Is Raw Art TV. I'm sitting next to Profet NYC. We about to vibe, flow endlessly. He got bars and I got bars too. So let's flow and see what he got to say. Check.
Roll it over top to change up the macabre. This will be coming like I'm suavemente. Just do it on top of the feedback. You catch what I say. You see, running the relay all the time entendres. Niggas will be flexing on me. They're being somber or slumber, sleeping eternally. That'll be the feat if you would catch it. It's virtually coming in 3D, holistically. This is Profet, NYC inside of your section B. Real reckless with the weaponry, coming off top, taking control of your mind, telepathy. So viciously coming in with the entities of higher power if you was catching me. One time in peace to RTV, and you already know how we come and be. Yo, word up.
Raw Art TV.
One time.
Hey!
Peace to the God, you already know. It's crazy.
Yeah, do the shoes to Deodora. Got your jaw vibrating up off my aura. You won't get her back, so don't even call her. The way she on my D, you a caller, a baller. But hey, let me change up this macabre.